me and you sit down across at a table with one another, and we have a beer and we talk.
I know there is absolutely a stigma that you can't have fun without drinking or without alcohol involved, and it's even gotten so bad that now alcohol's not enough. You've got to be doing drugs,
yes.
Otherwise you're not cool, you're not crazy, or you're not wild.
No, it's actually really interesting because even in high school it was like that. I mean, obviously in high school you start out drinking and everybody's like, oh my gosh, we're drinking, this is awesome. And then by the time you get to college, you've escalated that drinking into
it's
like you said, drugs and stuff like that.
How do you top that? Which kind of mirrors this
right yeah
game.
I guess this game kind of mirrors how we live, but it's always strange to me because I guess I've just been behind the times and I just haven't been like the cool kid. I haven't I don't know. It's strange to me how so many people have done it. Yeah. And
we shouldn't generalize. I mean,
no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't, but I am right
this
now.
Subculture
and I'm not going
people,
to stop.
There's certain people that do this and feel this way. And I say everything is, whatever somebody wants to do is their prerogative.
But it affects us.
I don't want to judge it.
It does
I'm choosing
affect
differently, but you're right. It does. And when it becomes dangerous, then it's a whole different
because
ballgame.
what ends up happening is at the end of the day, a bunch of really obnoxious 30 and 40-year-olds are going to sit down and they're going to say, oh, look at all these 20-year-olds doing this neck nomination
thing. And maybe we'll be those same 40-year-olds.
And we will be. But you know what?
Well, if I'm like that now, I can't even imagine.
I guess it's going to be real
what
bad.
I'll sound like when I'm old.
But it's true. And how can you, expect to grow when everybody thinks that you're low? I tried to rhyme.
Yeah.
I tried to use the Friends line. How do you expect me to grow if you won't let me blow?
I don't know.
You never watch Friends?
I do, but I don't know.
You need to know lines.
Quote them.
You never watch House of Cards, never watch Friends. Jeez, I need
there is, we live in a society where it's not cool to be sober. It's not cool to take part in things like school spirit, events.
Right, yeah, no, don't wear
there's this whole subculture of, well, that's lame.
Right.
And it's a negative thing to be excited about anything. It's a negative thing to have pride in your school or in things
and that's
in
where
your life.
hipsters come from.
It's a competition of who can care less. And I think alcohol and drugs helps that. If you can care so little about what's going on, about yourself even, that makes you cool. If you don't give a you-know-what about your health and your well-being and you're ready to just try anything and I'll try anything once
then
and
cool.
you only live once and you're so cool.
YOLO.
And I wish we would get away from that.
And you ain't cool unless you pee your pants.
I know that one.
Name the movie.
Billy Madison.
Nicely done.
So, yeah, I think there's something sad, and as someone part of this generation and part of this culture, and I'm not saying I'm a dried up, wallflower. I have fun, but there's a way to do it. And I think people understand for a generation, they're going to drink and they're going to act a little silly and they're going to do things that maybe they wouldn't be so proud of 20 years later.
Right, and that's okay. And you're supposed
take
to.
It too far.
You're supposed to. But you also should not be doing Jaeger toilet mayonnaise shots
some
on
of
top
these,
of a bridge.
So one of the people that died drank a lethal concoction of wine, whiskey, vodka, and Jaeger before collapsing and dying.
I can't even drink one of those without collapsing.
Somebody else died in the middle of it. He jumped into some kind of river. There was somebody that drank out of a toilet bowl. I read something about someone ate a dead mouse. I mean, really gross things that people are praising on the internet.
Well...
And do you think Facebook plays a role? Do you think they need to put an end to it?
Nope.
You don't?
Nope. I don't
Who do you blame?
I never blame, and maybe I'm hypocritical. Sometimes I do blame it, but I'm going to say that I never blame it because that'll make me seem stronger. I never blame the media or social media for escalating things. People escalate things. People take things and escalate them themselves. If there's a story on the news and you don't like it and you've heard it 300 times,
that's coming from
you,
a strong person that isn't susceptible. But think of the 15 and 16-year-olds of the world with Facebook.
Well, they're going to need to learn at one point.
They're impressionable.
Yes, they are.
You think they need to just learn the hard way?
I don't think they need to learn the hard way like this, but I think this might help. It's not Facebook's fault that people are doing this. It's not. To blame it on Facebook is to blame...
Not blame, but should they be doing something? Should they be monitoring? I mean, they play a role. They do. They play a
They
role.
do. They do. It's a social media site.
If there were no Facebook, this game wouldn't be on Facebook.
Yes, but if there were no Facebook, I'd never see my Aunt Camille.
I'm not saying Facebook is bad. I'm saying should Facebook flag these pages, take down these pages, anything that mentions it, take it down. I mean, how far do you
The second
go?
they start flagging things and taking them down,
okay, I see.
it's a
I see
very
your
slippery
point.
slope.
Yeah, I see the point. I do.
And I see yours.
So whose is it up to? Is it up to parents? Are parents not
Of
doing a good
course.
job
It's
monitoring?
always up to the parents.
Always.
No, it really is. If your children are impressionable, impression them. Give them something to impersonate.
One problem with parents is that, and we won't see this as we enter that generation, is that our parents don't understand how to use the technology the way that their kids do.
Right, and that
so
that
kids
is
can
bad.
take advantage.
And you know what?
Parents are
Whose fault is that?
oblivious. And we hopefully will keep up with the technology that follows
I
what
would
we've
hope.
got now. We'll be able to
I would like to
keep
think.
up with it and monitor it and parent it better.
I would like to think, and I think your parents did a pretty good job, but I'd like to think that my parents did a good job in saying, yeah, you might see somebody neck nominate on Facebook, but don't do it. Don't be an ass.
See, I love
Be
my
smarter
parents,
than
but
that.
I think they're a pair of the ones that really are not technologically savvy
Oh my
enough
goodness! If
to monitor what's
if
going
you
on. They
thi-
have no idea.
I have not said okay, maybe I should rephrase what I just said because my parents are the worst technologically advanced parents in the tri-state area and probably within the nearest 5,000 kilometer
Okay, I'll let
radius.
my parents take Florida. Love
Yes.
you. Sorry.
All right, that's okay. Oh my goodness. Anyway, sorry. No, I'm just thinking about all of the times that I've had things that it's just incredible. But not even technology-wise, but just as a human being, your parents taught you that you might see your friend Stephanie go to school with a skirt that might be a little too short.
Right.
But you know what you shouldn't do, Allie?
Right.
Wear a skirt that's too short.
Yeah, no. I applaud my parents for not sheltering me, but not letting me run
And I think, and again,
rampant.
I think it all comes down to the parents. That's how I see it. Because at the end of the day, if Facebook starts flagging pages like this, it's a slippery slope for them. You can't assume that Facebook is going to take down every dangerous thing that might endanger 1 or 2 or 5 impressionable children who don't know that they shouldn't drink a concoction of Jaeger wine and vodka and whiskey and whatever not.
Yeah.
You know? And to me, it's on that child's parents to say, listen.
When does it become not on the parents anymore? We're in college. I'm 22. When does it become up to the individual? What age do you think?
I don't think there's an age. I think it's circumstance.
Like, if I did something horrible, you'd still blame my parents? You wouldn't blame me?
No, I'd blame you. You've been living away from home now
So
for
I'm
3.5 years.
I'm a senior in high school, about to leave for college. I do something horrible. Is it my parents' fault or is it my fault?
I really do think it's all circumstantial. Like, what is everything been? You know, my brother lived at home his entire life until he was 25 and he moved away. If something happened, if he did something stupid, I might say it was my parents' fault before he moved out of the house because he's still there.
Right.
He's clearly not done growing. I'm not done growing, but you know what? I'm growing differently. And to blame my parents now at 20 when I've been away from home for 2 years and when I have my own car and I do all that.
So it's your circumstances.
Yeah, to me it's a circumstance, but to blame, a 15-year-old kid, that is on the parents.
Okay.
Unless, obviously unless extenuating circumstances.
What a hard job.
Yes, parenting is not fun. You told me before that we're parents now, so we're going to get married and we're going to have kids and we're going to have jobs and we're never going to be able to sleep again. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So
well,
I hope
anyway.
that this has knocked you down.
Now, good discussions today, though. I thought they were really
liked
interesting, thought-provoking. We did have a lot to say. We knew we would because it's been a
Yes.
while, but we will be back
I hope.
next week.
Are we back next week?
Yeah, next week.
Are you sure? Now I got to check.
Don't even put this on me because you're the one that
Okay,
canceled
I missed
last
once. You missed last semester because you were busy.
Week. Nuh-uh.
Yes,
I
I
had
remember.
work one day.
That was once. And
All right.
now we're even.
We're going to leave
26th.
to fight about
Wednesday
this
the 26th.
off the air.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Thank you all for joining us.
4 to 5.
And that's it. That's all she wrote.
I know that we are upside down.